feel sympathetic about this idea from the Kosovo Center to have the observer status for all the countries in the West Balkans for the NISA, for example, when we talk about the cybersecurity.
We are happy to have two organizations from that group, Zašto ne from Bosnia and Herzegovina and KCSS from Kosovo, to discuss two important topics for EU integration of the region. This is Cybersecurity and Digital Services Act, and how we can basically integrate the region and push the region forward in integrating into these two important policies or institutional frameworks.
There is a EU initiative that countries in the Western Balkans are going to be integrated in the EU digital single market. One of the reasons why the KCSS has pushed forward this initiative is because this creates a need both in the region but also in the EU that alongside being part of the digital free market, countries in the West Balkans is very important to be included also in the cybersecurity.
So digital policy and alignment with EU digital acquis in this area should be one of the central pillars of the enlargement process. Digital policy today intersects with every major strategic priority of the EU: democratic resilience, economic integration, human rights protection, and geopolitical stability. It is also imperative that Western Balkan countries take an unified regional approach to digital policy. An aligned approach would also facilitate regional integration into the digital single market as part of staged accession to the EU.
So it was a pleasure today to co-host our second event in our new series on enlargement 30 in 2030, with KCSS and with Zašto ne. It was a very interesting discussion. We talked, of course, about the digital integration of the Western Balkans into the EU, the gradual integration, but also about a broader topic about the overall problems that we face at the moment in the Western Balkans and in the EU. Talking about cyber resilience, critical infrastructure, but also the general political will to progress with enlargement within the EU and also in the Western Balkans. As we know, there are also actors who are trying to block it. So it was a real pleasure, and it was a very good and interesting discussion here today.
So when we talk about staged accession, we of course talk about a concept that has been around in the civil society and think tank scene for quite some time. But now we see it's also endorsed by the EU, by the Commission and the Council, so more gradual integration of the candidate countries into the EU after the very long process that the Western Balkans have gone through. And this has now developed into giving more concrete proposals into specific areas where it would be possible to have the candidate countries closer to the EU even before accession, and the mutual benefits that would bring. And I think we've had a very good discussion on the topic of cybersecurity in this regards, and we look forward to having this discussion until all of member states and all the candidate countries are joined in the EU.